March 8, 2014, a Boeing E777 flight number MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. But less than an hour into the flight, it disappeared from radar and from modern aviation history. No distress call, no distress signal, no major trace. More than a decade, hundreds of millions of dollars were poured into the Indian Ocean floor. Every square inch was scanned with cutting-edge technology, and all failed. Until a group of independent researchers came up with a controversial theory: a faint radio signal, possibly MH370's last whisper from the deep. WSPR, Weak Signal Propagation Reporter, is a global network of thousands of amateur antennas. Every minute, they send out shortwave signals, recording how the waves propagate through the Earth's atmosphere. The original purpose was to study the ionosphere, but here's the catch. When an object like a plane passes through this transmission line, it can interfere, changing the signal. Like an invisible tripwire, if we have enough data, we can tell what just crossed it. And that's where MH370 comes in, through ghost signals that no one noticed before. Richard Godfrey, an IT engineer, has spent thousands of hours studying the WSPR signals since MH370 disappeared. He discovered more than 300 anomalous data points, matching the time and possible route of MH370. Each signal was analyzed, assigned coordinates and mapped. Gradually, a new flight path emerged, different from any previously published model. The proposed crash site, 29.13 degrees south, 99.93 degrees east, about 1,500 kilometers west of Perth. This is an area that has never been surveyed by a robotic submersible. But not everyone agrees. Joseph Taylor, founder of WSPR and Nobel laureate in physics, argues that the instrument was not designed to track planes. He has publicly rejected the idea of using WSPR data to track aircraft, such as in the case of MH370. He described this notion as crazy and nutty, firmly stating that there is no feasible way to use historical WSPR data to trace the flight path of an aircraft. According to Taylor, WSPR was designed to study weak signal radio propagation, not for aircraft detection or tracking. Misusing WSPR in this way goes beyond its technical limitations and contradicts the scientific integrity of the system. Nils Schiffhauer DK80K argues that using WSPR data to track aircraft is technically unfeasible. He explains that ionospheric noise can cause signal variations of up to plus or minus 30 decibels within seconds, far greater than the minor 0.3 decibels fluctuations possibly caused by aircraft scatter. Moreover, WSPR data lacks real-time ionospheric context, making it impossible to distinguish between natural propagation effects and potential aircraft reflections. Nils concludes that this method lacks scientific validity, as WSPR's low transmission, Power and limited precision are insufficient to detect aircraft signals amid complex ionospheric interference. At the University of Liverpool, however, a team of experts has begun to statistically verify the data. The question is no longer whether WSPR tracked planes, but if it did MH370 actually fly over those points? And is there enough evidence to go back and search? If the theory is correct, MH370 did not crash near the 7th arc as the old campaign suggested. It went further, to a point far beyond any commercial flight path. Who was flying the plane all the way there? On purpose or unconsciously? That question of the people, no one has yet answered. But the question of the data is now more clearly posed than ever. Ocean Infinity, the unit that participated in the search, has expressed its willingness to return if the scientific basis is strong enough. MH370 is more than just a flight. It is 239 lives, 239 families, and a wound that has not yet healed for the world. We have all gone astray. We have ignored faint signals because we thought they were meaningless, but sometimes the truth comes. Not from the loudest noises, but from the smallest things. And perhaps MH370 is still there, waiting for someone to hear the final signal from the ocean.